My name is Sarah. And the day my own mother looked me in the eyes and said, I don't want a drug addict living in my house. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't even defend myself. I just smiled, picked up my one bag, and walked out, because I already knew something she didn't. For the past 6 months, every single word, every lie, every whispered conversation in that house, I had recorded, all of it. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, what my stepbrother did, what my mother believed, and how in the end, the same recording that watched me suffer for 6 months, destroyed everything he built. Stay with me, because this story, it doesn't end the way anyone expected. Let me take you back to the beginning. My dad passed away when I was 11 years old. Cancer. It was fast. Too fast. One day he was coaching my soccer team and 4 months later, he was gone. My mom, her name is Patricia. She was devastated. We both were. For 2 years it was just us. Me and her. We were poor, struggling, but we had each other. Then she met Daniel. Daniel was charming. Tall, always smiling, always bringing flowers. My mom fell for him completely. Within a year they were married. And Daniel came with a son, Marcus. Marcus was 16 when he entered my life. I was 14. From day one I felt something was wrong. He never looked at me like a stepsister. He looked at me like competition, like I was something in his way. But I was a kid. I told myself I was imagining it. My mom and Daniel seemed happy. Marcus and I were civil. Life moved on. I focused on school. I was a straight A student. I wanted to go to college, become a nurse. My dad always said, Sarah, you have a gift for caring for people. Don't waste it. I carried those words every single day. But Marcus barely passed his classes. He dropped out of one college, then another. He had no direction. And every time my mom praised me, every single time, I could see something dark flash across his face. Jealousy. Pure poisonous jealousy. And jealous people, they don't stay quiet forever. It started small. So small I almost missed it. I was 22. I had just finished my nursing degree. I had a job offer at a hospital across the city. Life was finally moving in the right direction. But I was still living at home to save money. Just for 1 more year. That was the plan. One evening, I came home from a long shift at my internship. I was exhausted, eyes red from staring at charts all day. Marcus looked at me across the dinner table and said casually, Rough night? You look rough. I thought nothing of it. 3 days later, my mom pulled me aside. Sarah, are you okay? You've been looking tired lately. Mom, I'm working double shifts. Of course I'm tired. She nodded. But her eyes were searching my face for something. 2 weeks after that, I found out what Marcus had been whispering to her. My mom's friend, Aunt Carol, who was actually kind to me, she called me privately. Sarah, I don't want to scare you, but your brother has been telling your mom that he thinks you're using drugs. He said he found something in the bathroom. My blood ran cold. What? That's insane. I'm a nursing student. I get drug tested every semester. I know, honey. I told her that. But Marcus is very convincing. I went to my mom immediately. She was uncomfortable. Awkward. I'm sure it's nothing, she said. Marcus is just worried about you. But I saw it in her eyes. She wasn't sure. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking, what did he say? What did he plant? What was he planning? And then it hit me. If I confront him, he'll just deny it. My mom will believe him. I have no proof. But what if I got proof? The next morning I went to the store. I bought 3 small recording devices. And the 6-month operation began. I placed one device in the living room, hidden behind a book on the shelf, one in the kitchen tucked behind the microwave, and one small one I kept in my own room. For protection, I checked them every night, downloaded everything to an encrypted folder on my laptop. Week 1, nothing major, normal conversations, but I could hear Marcus planting seeds. Mom, did you notice Sarah came home at 2 a.m. again? Mom, I saw her hands shaking this morning. Little comments. Innocent sounding, but calculated. Week 3, Marcus started getting bolder. I recorded him telling my mom that he found a bag in the bathroom trash. He described it dramatically. My mother gasped. What bag? I had no idea. But I knew what he was doing. He was building a fictional case. Piece by piece. Week 5. I got a drug test done privately. Completely clean. I saved the results. Week 7. Marcus crossed a line I never expected. I recorded him on the phone with someone. I couldn't hear the other person, but I heard Marcus say clearly, "Just drop it near the side gate Friday night. I'll handle the rest. She won't even know." My hands were shaking as I listened. He was going to plant actual drugs on my property. I immediately called Aunt Carol, told her everything. She was horrified. "Sarah, you need to tell your mom now." "No," I said. "Not yet. I need everything. Every single piece." Week 9 Friday came. I had a camera on the side gate. At 11 p.m., a car pulled up. Someone threw a small package over the gate. I saw it all on camera. The next morning, Marcus, thinking I was at work, went to the side gate. I watched from my window as he picked up the package. He had no idea I had taken the original item and replaced it with an empty wrapper. He had no idea I filmed everything. He walked into the house with that package like he had won. He hadn't won anything. Month 4. Marcus started the final campaign. Every day, morning, noon, night, he was in my mother's ear. "Mom, she's getting worse. Mom, I'm scared for her. Mom, what happens if she brings that stuff around Daniel's medication? That last one. That was genius evil. Daniel had heart medication in the house. Marcus was suggesting I was a danger to his father. And it was working." My mother started looking at me differently. Quieter at dinner. Less eye contact. Month 5. My stepdad Daniel pulled me aside. He was genuinely uncomfortable. "Sarah, I want you to know this house is your home. But Patricia is worried. And when Patricia is worried, I can't just ignore it." I looked at him calmly. "Daniel, I understand. Give me a little more time." He nodded. He wasn't a bad man. He was just married to a woman who was being manipulated by his son. Month 6, Week 1. Marcus made his final move. I came home to find my mother sitting at the kitchen table. Marcus beside her. Arms crossed. Victorious expression. On the table. A small bag. White powder inside. "We found this in your room," Marcus said. I looked at my mother. Her eyes were red. She had been crying. "Sarah," she whispered, "I don't want a drug addict living in my house." And that was the moment I had waited 6 months for. I looked at Marcus. He had the smallest smile on his face, barely visible, but I saw it. I looked at my mother. She was broken, convinced, done. I picked up my bag slowly. "Okay," I said quietly. Marcus's smile grew. "I'll leave," I continued. "But before I go, Mom, can I show you something on my laptop? It'll only take 10 minutes. Please." Marcus's smile flickered. "Sarah, there's nothing to." "Marcus." I looked at him directly. "Sit down." Something in my voice made him stop. I opened my laptop. I said, "Mom, I knew something was wrong 6 months ago, so I started recording. Everything. In this house. Every conversation. Every phone call Marcus made in the living room. Every whisper." My mother's face went pale. Marcus stood up. "That's illegal, you can't." "Sit down." He sat. I pressed play. Recording 1. Marcus's voice clear as day. "She looked really out of it today, Mom. I'm telling you, something is wrong with her." My mother's hand went to her mouth. Recording 2. Marcus on the phone. "Just drop it near the side gate Friday night. I'll handle the rest." My mother made a sound I had never heard from her before, like something breaking inside her chest. Recording 3. The camera footage. The car. The package thrown over the gate. Marcus picking it up the next morning. Recording 4. Marcus in the living room alone, practicing what he was going to say to our mother. Rehearsing. Word by word. "Mom, I found it in her room. Act surprised. Cry if you can." He had been rehearsing her reaction. He had scripted her pain. The room was completely silent. I looked at Marcus. His face was white. His mouth was open. His hands were on the table and they were shaking. I looked at my mother. She was staring at the screen, not moving, not breathing. Then she turned to Marcus, and she said just one word. Why? Marcus opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. Nothing came out, because there was no answer that could fix what was on that screen. What happened next? I never expected. My mother stood up from the table, walked past Marcus, walked past me. She went to her room and closed the door. For 20 minutes the house was silent. Then we heard her on the phone. I later found out she was calling Daniel, who was at work. Daniel came home in 45 minutes. He watched the recordings. He didn't say a word for a long time. Then he told Marcus to pack a bag. Marcus tried to argue. Daniel held up his hand. Pack a bag. You're staying at your uncle's tonight. Dad, she set me up. I said pack a bag, Marcus. That was it. Marcus left that night. He didn't come back to live in that house. 3 weeks later, Daniel and Marcus had a serious conversation that I was not part of. But Aunt Carol told me that Daniel told Marcus plainly, "You tried to destroy an innocent girl's life because you were jealous of her. You planted drugs. You manipulated your stepmother. You are not welcome in this house until you get serious help." Marcus moved in with his uncle, got a job. Whether he ever truly changed, I honestly don't know. As for my mother, that was harder. She apologized to me many times, deeply, painfully. But I'll be honest with you, trust is not rebuilt in a day. We went to therapy together for almost a year. She had to confront something painful, that she had chosen to believe a manipulator over her own daughter, that her need to keep peace in her new marriage had made her blind. It wasn't easy for either of us. But today, we talk every week. She came to my hospital when I got promoted to charge nurse last year. She cried in the parking lot. Happy tears. We are not perfect, but we are real. If you are watching this and someone in your life is quietly destroying your reputation, listen to me. Don't react. Collect. The moment I started reacting emotionally, I would have lost. Marcus wanted me to scream, to cry, to look unstable. That would have proven his lie. Instead, I went silent, and I gathered every single piece of truth I could find. People who lie, they always get comfortable. They always get careless. They always leave evidence. Your job is just to be patient enough to catch it. I walked out of that house that night not because I was defeated. I walked out because I had already won. The recordings were already saved. The evidence was already locked. The truth was already waiting. All I had to do was press play. Marcus thought he was removing me from the story. He had no idea. He was writing the ending that destroyed himself. If this story hit different for you, comment below I press play, and let me know you made it to the end. Subscribe for more stories of patience, truth, and justice. See you in the next one.